what to expect from this initiative, to gain a sense of social responsibility, to showcase students what they have learned in the classroom, and for them also to be cognizant of what they're learning.
What I'm looking most forward to is meeting the children. It doesn't matter if they're orphans, it doesn't matter what their situation is, and it doesn't matter if they live in a third world country.
I'm expecting to speak to different people in a different way and realize that the next person that I greet, they've probably gone through some struggles that I've never faced in my entire life.
Being able to go on this trip and being able to meet these individuals, I think that it'll teach me so much in this profession.
I personally want to help. That's where I find peace, and because we all in this together and there is no I, it's we.
Right now.
We're so happy to be here. We made it our stay.
Time to learn some Spanish. Very first night, we experienced a blackout. So that was pretty interesting.
I'm enjoying the darkness.
But I personally loved it. So it gave us a little chance to disconnect and enjoy the moment.
For me, it was actually relaxing. I felt like it was time for me to disconnect from my electronics and just listen to where we were.
The nuns that are part of the orphanage, they shared with us some of the stories. The father figure, the men are really not present in the children's lives. And so there's obviously a lot of trauma, a lot of abandonment. There's about 20 of them that do stay there, and about 180 or so that come from the surrounding community. And many of the mothers are prostituting themselves in that community and have left the children.
The children were sleeping on these mattresses, very small, about this thin, and things that we would consider a comforter, to be honest with you. Their roof was made out of a type of sheet metal, and because of the active volcanoes in the area, this sheet metal was decayed by the sulfur in the air, and it would seep in through the kids' rooms and cause them difficulty breathing at night, and just the ways that things that you would never see in the United States, things you would never think of.
At the orphanage, we taught the kids the days of the week. We taught them the months of the year and also certain body parts in English. And we tried making it fun, a fun learning experience.
My name is
And
We did play a lot with them during recess. That was usually the time where we were able to connect with the students the most.
These kids got so much energy. They love football. Some of them have some pretty good skill. It was fun. It was fun, actually.
Played with the kids for hours, and they were very interested in what we had to say, and we were asking them questions. And although I have a language barrier because I don't speak Spanish, I still felt the connection with the children.
They were so happy to be in school. They look forward to coming to school. They played at school. They were excited to be at school. I think they know it in their soul that education is the key to success.
So we went to the community of Santa Julia, which was a village of about 65 families that was very focused on women empowerment.
you could see it in the way they spoke, the way they carried themselves. They know they had a purpose, and they lived by that daily, day by day, and they were driven to do better.
Women that are illiterate, women that cannot read or write, and what these women have done in that community have truly fought for their land.
If us in America had half the drive and half the dedication and half the togetherness that they did, we would be so far in life. And it's just like we take for granted what we have when they cherish any bit that they get. I have no words.
It showed me how much people can do, how much resilience people can have with so little.
It went from being sad and feeling bad for them to feeling empowered by them.
The fact that they don't have water there, the water is basically brought from a truck for once a week. They have to fill their barrels, and that's how they cook, they shower, they don't have to do any of their businesses.
Yeah. She needs to take those gallons of water all the way down there.
Herself?
By herself.
Yes.
En la cabeza, on top of their heads.
On their heads.
They had to wait for a source of water to come in a truck, and they had the most unhygienic bins, dirty in the inside and the outside. Even the hose brought by the truck that deposits this water was extremely dirty, filled with mud.
The way that they purify their water is that they throw buckets into the well that's tied up to a rope, and when they pull it out, they sort of dump it onto the land and they slap it with shovels. And whatever water bounces back up, they assume that it doesn't have any dirt on it, so they try catching it back in the buckets, and that's their form of purified water.
It's sad.
It's really sad.
How they live in life. They preserve rainwater just to survive.
It was very impacting because it's things that you don't even think of, the living conditions and what we consider a home and what they consider a home over there was just, I mean, houses were made out of plywood and cardboard and metal, and to us that's like not even a playpen is made out of that.
There's about 67 houses there, and there's 3 families living in each house. Each family in Nicaragua usually has 6+ children in it. So to think that 13 or maybe even 14 kids are living in one house, in one little home, and they all had to sleep together on this tree bark where there's not even comfortable furniture. You have to sit down on plastic chairs. It's a lot to take in.
Once it became nighttime, we made a campfire with the kids and did s'mores, and you could tell they have never experienced something like that.
These kids came around us, put their hands together, started dancing around us, and I saw happiness, pure happiness, and the kids were bursting with joy, and they sang and music was playing. And even with their situation, it looked like no one had a worry. It was just surreal. Literally, the world stopped. The kids became a blur, everything just slowed down.
I would describe that as the happiest moment of my life. And the song that was playing at the moment was Vivir mi vida by Mark Anthony. And the song says, I will laugh, I will dance, I will have fun, and I'll live my life. And I know that everybody in our group, we just really want to live in that moment forever because it was truly beautiful. I mean, regardless of how poor these people live and all the harsh conditions that they're in, they were all so happy and filled with joy. And really happiness, it comes from the most humblest beginnings.
Well, when we found out about the trip, Future Educators of America decided to take the initiative to fundraise so we could provide the students with something at the orphanage. So we decided to do mattresses, and today we're able to buy 20 mattresses as well as paint and doorknobs for the orphanage. And we're very grateful to be able to provide them with this.
When they all got their mattresses, they were so happy. They were all dressed up in their little dresses, the girls, and the boys were dressed up all nice. It was a good experience. It was a good moment to see them smiling and filled with joy about all these mattresses. And one of the little boys, while I was saying goodbye to him, he gave me a kiss on the cheek, and he said, "Thank you so much for my bed. I slept good last night. Please don't forget about me because I am going to miss you." And for me, those were the words that will definitely stay with me forever. knowing that I was able to help somebody with just such a small gesture as buying a foam piece of mattress.
It was something so from the heart that I gave it like if it was my last cent. That's how I felt giving the mattresses. It was like, I'll give you everything that I have now to help you in this moment. And just providing them with something, it was beautiful.
I remember the kids ran up to them and said, "I slept good in my new bed." And at that point, I just started crying. Like, I feel like we did something that no one can really take that away from us as an individual and as a group.
We all did a little individual drawing. I think that was awesome because we're not professionals, but it came out really nice. And another one we did for a preschooler, more for the little kids. We drew little stuff for them, like little balloons, like the sun, and some activities that was for the orphanage.
So we provided them with items that were in dire need. Basic school supplies, composition books, notebooks, pencils, erasers, to even hair ties.
Seeing their faces captured in time, and them being able to do that for them, it was truly incredible.
After seeing, the lifestyle of others, really taught me to appreciate the little things. Running water, clean running water, that availability, food.
They taught me to have an open heart. They taught me to forgive, and they taught me to push forward no matter the circumstances. It's undescribable to know that we became a part of somebody's story.
Living here, I feel like I've never lived a hard day in my life. I see these people go through all their struggles, to be able to learn about each other and to be able to learn about different cultures that weren't really revealed to our eyes before. I'm really happy that we were able to do it. I'm really happy with all the events and everything that we've gained from Nicaragua. And the kids will forever be in our hearts.
I have learned that sometimes you have to sit back and just relax, take things in, and just know that anything that you do is helpful and that it's not always about me. It's about helping others as well.
Basically, this trip personally taught me not to be so selfish and to really not take for granted anything and to be happy for what I have.
Another learning lesson was just appreciate. They're so grateful for where they're at right now compared to where they were.
We were united by pain, we were united by joy, we were united by euphoria, we were united by tears, and truly, talk about community building. Talk about us coming all together. This trip truly did that.
Going there, I felt so privileged, and it really was just such a humbling, such an enlightening experience as to everything that there is in the world. You don't have to be in a certain place to help that place. You can always do things from here, especially with all the privileges and all the resources that we're given. You can always make a difference. One person can make that difference.
I learned that I should appreciate life more. It changed my whole perspective. I feel like they're happy. And even though we have so much, we're still sad. But I know one thing, I would trade this lifestyle to be with them anytime.